final school.
Still got levels, so yeah, it's like, thank you.
this?
Yes. We're going to start with an opening statement from Coach, and then I want to do player questions before we go back to Coach.
Yeah, after the last 2 years that have been pretty ugly basketball games for the fans, I think we gave them a pretty good show today. It was two really good basketball teams. Very proud of this group. You know, we fought through a lot. This is a team that's 11 games into their growth and played a very, very tough and demanding schedule. And you know, there's been some unbelievable learning opportunities in that stretch. Today was one. You know, you're up 10, they go on 11-0 run, and as I call it, chaos. Nobody does that better than Missouri. Dennis does a fabulous job, and kind of coming off the year they had last year, he's put together just an incredible team. But you know, they changed defenses, their presses, and I thought we, for the most part, did a really good job of battling through that. I thought Kylan was terrific down the stretch until his last free throw. But pretty much, you know, found the middle of the paint, got fouled. You know, Casper shows why he's, you know, playing as well as anybody in the country. Again with a big three, and you know, just finds his way to 21 and a nice night. I thought Merez Johnson was fantastic, as was Draven Gibbs Lawhorn, in helping us with important moments throughout the game. So we fought a lot of foul trouble. That's a new experience for us, especially on our front line. I thought Tommy was really good in the few minutes that he played. But again, I'm proud of this group, and that's a really good Missouri team that will be participating in March. So good win for us, and we get to go to Christmas break, and now we get really excited as a coach because it's get better time over the break.
Kylan, yesterday you talked about watching these games growing up as a kid. Just like, what does it mean participating in one, and then for like both programs kind of restoring the rivalry feeling with both games, with the 3 games in the 3 years prior being blowouts themselves?
I mean, it's an unbelievable experience. I mean, for me and personally, you know, growing up in Champaign, being an Illinois fan, finally being in that arena, that atmosphere is unbelievable. Split crowd, you know, refs making plays, calls and certain stuff, and for us to just come out with the right mentality, continuously fighting hard as a group, and just leaning on each other and trusting coach and the game plan. I feel like we executed really well today.
Kylan, what's leading to all the free throw attempts? I know that wasn't a big part of your game last year. What is leading to that this year where you're getting your head down and drive?
I mean, for us, I mean, the offense for me is just more open. You know, I can attack the lane more and stuff like that. And then coach, you know, it's a big emphasis on me getting downhill, being a stronger guard, getting fouled, getting to the line, easy buckets, easy points for us. So that's just been a big emphasis for me as an individual and then the staff.
So for both of you guys, what do you feel like maybe you did after they went on that 11-0 run to take the lead, just to maybe flip it back in your direction?
I think we just calmed down a little bit. We lost a little bit ourselves, but then we huddled, we talked, and I think we just kept back to our game.
KJ, did that happen today?
Nah, that was a few days ago.
What do you think when, you know, a couple minutes left, the ball's in your hands? What's going through your mind?
I don't know. I don't feel any pressure, like, or 2 minutes left of the game, or it's the start of the game. I'm just trying to make the plays for the team, to make the right decision, and that's it.
You saw Kylan pointing guys around offensively, but he was off the ball. How has he kind of stepped into a leadership role for you guys?
Yeah, Kylan is a leader. He's helping us a lot by talking, communicating, leading the team. Now all the last 10 minutes of the game, getting to the free-throw line, easy points. I think he's the best leader of our team.
Carlin, what do you think it says about KJ to have the boys make that turnaround, Jay, in crunch time for you guys?
I mean, I've been watching this since, he came here in the summer. He's just showing everybody who he is. It's the reason why draft boards have him how he is. Best point guard in the nation, without a doubt. He's an inspiration for me, and just watching him continuously just grow each and every day. How much work he puts in that doesn't go unnoticed, and he shows up on the court every time.
What do you think maybe allowed you guys to get, you had to make 2 stops in the last 9 seconds, and they forced some tough shots. What let the defense maybe get to that point?
For us, taking it with pride, I think starts with me on top of guarding the point guard. And then this past week's situations was a big thing after the Tennessee game. We put a lot of reps into that. Last seconds, guarding the ball, containing, stuff like that. I think just all that work we put in for this past week, it just showed up today.
KJ, you were so dejected last week after the Tennessee game. How much did that fire you up for this game, and how much better is it feeling today to get over the hump?
Excuse me, what's the question?
Last week you walked off the court so dejected after the Tennessee game. How inspired were you to play well today and to finish?
Personally, the Tennessee game wasn't my best performance, so I just put the work in and tried to focus more on the game of tonight.
Connell, you got your hands on the trophy first. Did you almost drop it?
Man, that thing was way heavier than I thought. When I thought I was about to drop it on the floor for sure, though. That was funny.
You shook your head about a 22-point game against one of the best defenses. What do you think when you play with him and watch him do what he's doing right now?
It's, for me, just seeing firsthand, I've already said this, watching professional play in college basketball games, it's unbelievable. Honestly, it's just, really happy for him. I think that's one of the biggest things for our teams, that nobody has any egos, nobody has any of those problems. Everybody's just generally happy for one another. And then watching somebody who puts that work in and it just show up on the court each and every time he steps out there, it's a great experience for all of us.
PJ, what's it like to hear that and to know that you guys have that much belief in you?
It's amazing. Kylan always telling me on the court and the practices, all the advices he gives me, that he has a lot of experience in college, and he know how to be a true leader. So he's helping me a lot, and I think I'm growing because of him.
What does Perez bring when he comes on the court for you guys?
Just straight impact. That's without a doubt. He steps on the court, he makes an immediate difference for us. And he's definitely an energy guy for us. How much effort he puts onto the glass and on the defensive end. We just want to be there to help him, support him at all times.
Both of you guys, how do you feel like you elevate each other? It seems like as a duo, you guys have really come along together well.
You know, Don?
Yes, I think that, like you said, we elevate each other. We, in practices, we're pushing each other by defending, attacking each other, and just making one and another better each day, every day.
Putting more and more trust into one another. Definitely starting that practice. Me and him just going back and forth to each other and trying to get each other better.
Okay, we'll let the players go.
Guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
folks.
Christmas, guys. We'll see you when you get back. Love you guys. See you back. Bye.
We'll continue with Coach here. Coach, some kind of oddball lineups in the foul trouble. How do you think that win? And what are your thoughts on some of the different mixes of players that you had on the court?
Yeah, there's some nights where you just have to make do, and we had a really good idea coming in that Merez and Tommy were going to play together, and then probably have to do that a good amount. Mitchell's a load. He's a handful. There's no doubt. The first plays of the game were, right there. We figured we had to do that. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of foul trouble. I thought Merez was fantastic. I thought it was the best game of the year. He had 4 offensive rebounds the first half, and his energy was impactful. His physicality was impactful. But then I thought Draven came in and gave us a huge lift. We had KJ out, and we made a nice little burst with him in the game. So you get different lineups, you get different sequences of a game that you have to just kind of make do. And we played Trey a lot at the 4, which is something we haven't done a lot. but he did a yeoman's job. He did a great job, and Trey was, we're not sitting there not talking about him, and I thought he was as impactful as anybody in the outcome of the game.
Brad, your post defense tonight, 8 of 20 on layups, those areas, a lot of close misses, some tough ones. What did you see from your group? Again, that was rotating a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately we committed too many fouls because I thought we call them Mozgoffs after an NBA player where you just jump straight up and challenge, and we work on those. We have a 4-minute drill every single day that we do on those, and they seem to think we were fouling, but I thought our contesting at the rim was much better. I thought we did a good job of forcing them to see bodies in the paint. They didn't pass it out. We had a pretty good idea that they weren't going to pass. So once they got it in there, they were shooting it over whoever. But I thought we did a nice job in there.
Perez got called for a couple of those fouls when he felt like he was going straight up. What does he bring on the defensive end, and how does he impact that when he's on the floor?
Yeah, he's we're not asking him to do too much, but he's got great quickness. He's very quick off the floor, and then he's 260 pounds. And you combine that, and his growth on that end has been remarkable. The other thing that makes Perez great is he is an unbelievable communicator. He never stops talking. Our defense picks up with him in the game simply because of the energy he brings with his talk, and that's very impressive for a freshman.
What differences did you notice when Missouri went on their 11-0 run, and then when your guys were able to stop it?
A missed layup, 2 bad fouls in the backcourt, which paraded them to the foul line. I think maybe even 3. I think KJ got one in the on an offensive rebound. He committed one after he missed the little layup. Those are you can't compound those moments in that time. You got to let the clock burn. You got to trust your defense. I love the shots we were getting. We got really good. I mean, Bam got a 12-footer. KJ missed the layup, so nothing strategically wrong. We had one shot clock that I think that we threw one up, but other than that, a couple bad fouls, and we got to grow from that. And they get one in transition because we run at the ball in the backcourt, and that is an absolute cardinal sin for us.
Brad, it looks like Kylan is your competitive and maybe emotional leader at times. How has he kind of established himself?
Yeah, he's just as I think these guys said. One, they go to war every day in practice because I hardly ever play them. I don't play them together that much. I play them opposite each other so they can just exhaust each other and beat each other up. And we did that with Trent and Andres Felice and Io. So it's making each one of them better. But he's got 60-plus games of college basketball experience. He's a high IQ guy. He understands moments of the game. Very similar to the group we had last year that understood those, and he's talking constantly in the huddle when I'm not, and he's right. He's finding situations, and when they went to their zone, we had a couple guys out of position, and he's out there quarterbacking the whole deal. So his competitiveness, he's always talking about getting a stop. He's saying the right things, and that's a guy that's a veteran, and he's darn good at it.
Together this summer, did you know he was always going to be that for you, or because you talked forever about doing things when the ball doesn't go in, and he was doing 12 today.
Yeah, and that's who he is. We knew defensively what we were getting with Kylan. We knew that side of the court was, you took another one of the better guards in the SEC today. It's been playing great, and Robinson and just non-impact. And we felt like we could really crawl up at him and pressure him, and nobody does that better than Bam. So, the leadership, the experience, we knew we were going to have to lean on that. But he just makes a couple layups and a couple clean looks at threes, and those days are coming. The adjustment is a first semester type deal, and he's going through it, Ben's going through it, Trey's been through it. Now we can kind of get to Christmas break and get settled in, and we'll be all right.
Brad, what do you see from AJ in those crunch time moments and to step up and make that shot today? Let's say it's you.
Yeah, it's just different. It's just different to be able to do that. He's like, Io got to that point. Io wasn't that way as a freshman, but he got to that point. You know, Trent got to that point where you just want the ball. You're not afraid of the moment. You don't fear failure. You know, you go to the gym at midnight after you get beat by the #1 team in the country and you stay till 2. You put in 4,200 shots on the NOAA system that we have in our gym in a week when it's finals week. And by the way, he's a 4.0 student. So when you're doing all of that stuff, you tend to gain some confidence, and he's got a confidence and a swagger that's, he's not afraid to fail, and that allows him to be really good in those moments.
What does he carry over from maybe working late game situations and practices to the final few minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it's one, they're huddling, they're talking, they're communicating, they're listening to us, substitutions, you know, we were matched up better, we were talking, all those things happen. And I think we executed pretty well. We executed the end of the half pretty well, you know, and got a great look. But we just got to keep hammering on those, and now we get some time to do that.
Coach, yesterday you talked about the optics of the event, but over the past 3 years, it kind of hasn't lived up to that standard past pregame.
Depends if you win or lose.
Yeah.
You got to be careful what you say there. When you win, the optics don't give a damn. That's a hell of a feeling when you beat a good team. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Regardless, what does that mean to you as sort of a competitor, having these close games with the rivalry tension seemingly restored in this edition of the matchup?
Missouri's got unbelievable history. They've got unbelievable tradition, and I have so much respect for programs that have that. Not everybody has that, and they can go down a laundry list of accolades and successes, and the same with us. And when you get those two teams together and you get them in the unique circumstances, you get a crowd like today, which, by the way, ours was fantastic, and you create those things. And Dennis Gates a hell of a basketball coach. He is terrific, and he's that's an NCAA tournament team. And you know, we're going to continue to play elite opponents like that every year, and the 4 other teams we played in the SEC and Oakland's and the really good teams in college basketball. That's the way we're going to choose to build our program. So it makes this game another game that is great for college basketball when 2 historic programs get together.
There's been times when you relied pretty heavily on the 3-ball. Do you feel like you're getting some more offensive versatility with straight line drives and post-ups and whatnot?
Yeah, I think as much as we've relied on the 3, it's because it's what the game has given us. I think that, you know, they went to a lot of 5-man switching. Okay, I think we missed 1 free throw tonight. Good luck. We look at what we've done the last 3 or 4 games at the free throw line. Pretty high percentage. So now you're going to pick your poison a little bit, guarding us. I thought we still had 4 or 5 opportunities. We left out there with drives. We didn't go off 2 feet, and they blocked. Yeah, that's what we do, is drive it and shoot threes.
Brad, I know you got one more, but you feel like you got what you wanted out of this non-conference? Let's see what you
I don't know yet. I think we're, yeah. I mean, I think we're you know, we would obviously like to win them all, but I understood also that we probably weren't. That's just the value of an experience. I think that what I am pleased with is that, like, we didn't fall off the cliff. This group's got an unbelievable ability to just kind of move forward and learn, and they want to learn. And I've never been around a team that watches this much film. I've never been around a team that cares about each other as these guys. They don't care who gets it, who does it, and that allows us to grow, and we're doing that at a pretty high rate.
Brad Little's 2 for his last 23 for 3. How do you help him through that shooting slump that he's in right now?
Keep shooting. He's an elite shooter. He's going through a moment. We've had everybody in the history of this program has gone through a moment. And I just told him, I said, if I ever see you hesitate again, I'm going to be disappointed. I said, you shoot that sucker every single time you're open. And you know, I said, go home and come back, and they're all going to go in. And I said, it's just it's sometimes guys get in their own way. He's getting great shots, and you know, he's going to have a big second half for us.
Brad, was there a point, this will be the last question, was there a point in recruiting KJ that you knew he was a don't fear the moment guy? Or is that hard to judge when you are recruiting a player?
I had a pretty good idea when he was going up against other guys, some that are in this country now, playing in college, and he was always the MVP. He just found a way. And everybody can talk about everybody else, and all this kid does is figure out just how to get the job done. Maybe the greatest student of the game that I've been around. And so I didn't know that, but his work ethic is unmatched, and his care factor is so high. I didn't know all that, but I knew that what we were getting was a guy who wasn't afraid to be really good in really big moments against really good players. Merry Christmas, everybody.